video. I know y'all missed me. We gonna go back in time with this video. My truck kind of loud. Let me back up. But I'm here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, delivering some little beauty products, you know, for girls to the girls. And it came from Nebraska. So it was a nice little commute here. But we're getting unloaded now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get my trailer looked at somewhere else. But I just want to point out something real quick before we go back in time. Yeah, it was all these dots over here, and I had to come this way. So this would have been super easy, you know, like straight line back in. But they wanted me all the way in that little corner. Hey, I don't like that. But I just want to say I miss y'all so much. Like, I'm walking around looking crazy probably to the public eye. But it's just because I miss y'all for real, and I want to give y'all that energy that y'all been missing. But we got to go back in time, and I'm about to just catch y'all up on a whole bunch of stuff. So, let's go. Okay, Ocean Gang, we going back in time, so don't be sitting here like, why this picture being used? Because we going back. We are on our way to a shipper in Wisconsin. I'm currently in Wisconsin right now. I did miss you guys. I'm sorry that I've been like super inconsistent with my posts, but I'm gonna work on that. But honestly, I've just been taking this time with this new job. I'll update y'all on how that's going, but to focus on like my mental health. I have been going to see a therapist. It's off the app BetterHelp, so I don't know if y'all know about that, but you know, I was on the road too, you know what I'm saying, but I just wanted to y'all to feel me. BetterHelp, shout out them. You do have to pay for it, but the therapist that I was like set up with was really good, and just pinpointing the areas that I feel like I would like to work on that affects me daily, or like it has affected me throughout my life in multiple areas. So being out here on this road is really tough. It's tough on us, and especially if you're out for over 3 weeks, which I am. It can, you know, wear and tear on you physically, and most importantly mentally. So if you don't address certain things, or if you're not really strong-willed, then it could be a bigger problem, you know. So I definitely advocate for all of you guys that plan on coming out on the road, or is already on the road, to like make that a priority of yours, is to just make sure you're ready and willing to take care of yourself out here, and not just be running low to low, because the money is good, but if you're not genuinely happy, then it could be a problem. So that's just what I wanted to start off by saying. And then secondly is I want to give you guys an update on my job, and then I want to answer a few questions, or not you like